This is a Bugatti EV110 GT from MiniGT, and boy oh boy, she is beautiful, and today we are gonna dive right straight into this particular casting. You heard that right, we finally have our hands on this EV110. Now, for those that don't know, this is Bugatti's, I would say, like first hypercar that they made. And this particular car came out a lot before I was born, so this is older than me. And as usual, we're going to dive right straight into the car. We're going to talk about the car, about all the little details that it has, and then obviously a backstory of it before we end the video. And then obviously you guys see three different Bugattis in the background right here. We're also going to take a quick look at them, and there's a bit of a backstory to those as well. So stay tuned for the video. If you guys are not subscribed, remember to subscribe, because every week we do get new MiniGTs to talk about and unbox. So be sure to click on the subscribe button and click on the bell icon for more updates. Now we're gonna dive right straight into the car. Boom! Check it out. The Bugatti EV110 GT in blue Bugatti. No, the first time I ever saw this video, or saw this car, I apologize, was when Doug DeMuro did a review on this particular car, and I instantly fell in love with it because it's so different, right? I mean, you guys see the normal regular Bugattis now, and this is just so different. Now, there are a couple of things about this particular casting that I want to go through and I want to talk to you guys about before we get into the backstory. The first things first, let's dive right into the wheels. The wheels, they spin amazingly well. I think Bugatti did a very nice job with this multi-spoke rims, right? I think that's what you would call this, a multi-spoke rims, right? They look very nice, very old school, very 1900s ish, right? And in the front of the vehicle we have plastic headlight tampons. It's very, I'll say, unique, very quirky front tampons right there. Obviously it's a plastic bit, Bugatti logo in the front, and a very small grille right there. And keep that in mind because we will get back to that in a bit. And then obviously the front bumper is very nicely done. You can see the fog lights in, which is a very nice touch by MiniGT. On the left side of the vehicle, wheels, once again, they do spin amazingly well. I gotta say, I do love how MiniGT has been getting a lot better in that. They have been very consistent with the wheels, and massive props to them. In the rear, we've got double exhaust pipes right there, two on each side. We've got plastic rear light temples, and obviously the iconic like 1900 spoiler, something that's very iconic considering the era that it was from. Very odd if it's like, you know, in today's generation, for example. Now, a couple of things. Number one, the interior. Check the interior out. So the amount of details in the interior is very nice, albeit it is plain black. It would have been nice if there was you know, like some sort of colored detail interiors, colored details on the interior. I think that would have been very nice, but it's not there. Maybe that's something MiniGT can kind of look forward or look into working on in the near future. But what I want to show you is this engine right here. Check that engine out, guys. And hopefully you guys can actually see this, and let me just try to align the car. You guys can see that this is where the center of the car is, right? The engine is not aligned in the middle. Now, I know a couple of car manufacturers that do this, and Bugatti is one of them. They did do this for this particular model, right? And the reason for this is to actually enhance the stability of the car. So it's got, I mean, it's all very scientific and stuff, but essentially they move it to the left a little just to get the center of gravity and stuff like this in the perfect position. So that's something very quirky, I would say, but it's very nice. And if you guys know the science behind it, it's that much amazing. Base of the car, we've got a bit of detail right here, which is very odd, I gotta say. It just stands out very weirdly, but it is there. No complaints about that. Now, so this obviously, let's dive right into the backstory now, shall we? So this Bugatti EV110 is a mid-engine sports car produced by Bugatti Automobile from 1991 until 1995. Now, I was born in 1999, which means this car is 4 years old, or the last car that came out was 4 years older than I am, which is a very long time, right? It's just a very old car, I gotta say. Now, out of everything that I know about this particular car, my most favorite part about this car is that this has a 60-valve quad turbocharged V12, right? So this was like 1990s, and they had a V12 in this car powering all four wheels. It was an all-wheel drive through a 6-speed manual transmission gearbox. Now, the 3500cc car had a power output of 412 kilowatts, which was about, and I'll give or take, 553 horsepower, and that meant that this was considered very fast for the number. I mean, just for a second, right? Imagine the year 1995. your car produces 500 brake horsepower. That's insane, guys. And then and Bugatti came out with the Super Sport, which produced just shy of 600 horsepower. Now, what I want to tell you guys is the performance of this particular car before we continue. The top speed of this Bugatti is 336 kilometers per hour, which is 200 and I would say 9 miles an hour, right? Somewhere around there. It does 0 to 100 in 3.6 seconds and 0 to 200 in 14 seconds. 0 to 100 in 3 seconds, guys. That's 1, 2, 3, 3 seconds, boom, 0 to 100. For a car of this age, that's magnificent, right? I mean, you gotta love the backstory to this. Now, you guys see 3 Bugattis at the back, right? Let me tell you why they are here. Obviously, these are the 4 Bugattis that I have for MiniGT. Now, this we did a video on very recently, if you guys remember, the Devo right here, right? Very nicely done. I do love the color scheme. It's a very iconic color scheme. I'm just gonna put the EV there. But it's a very iconic Devo, very nicely done once again. RS Vending sent this over, so massive props to them once again. And then we have the Chiron right here as well, very nice. We did a video, the recent video was actually about this Chiron. So if you guys haven't checked it out, do check it out. Very nicely done once again. Now, these two are not as important as the car right here. And this is the Bugatti Vision Gran Turismo, the Bugatti Vision GT. Now, you might be wondering, well, Ridwan, what's so special about this car? First things first, this is the car that started my MiniGT obsession. When I first bought MiniGTs, when I first dived into MiniGTs, this was the very first casting I bought, and I think it was what, 3 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago I bought this, and it's ever been in my collection, and I just fell in love with it from the get-go. And that, I mean, you know, it's insane to see how the collection has grown from this to all of what we have today. Now, let's do a quick comparison before we end the video. Just check it out. A car, right? I would say this is like Bugatti's top of the line Vision GT, and then we have Bugatti's first car. Look at the front end first. Look at how the size comparison, guys. It's insane how big Bugatti has gotten over the years, right? Even on the sides, check out the wheels, check out the body arches, the body shape. Everything is so massive, guys. Check that out. Even the rear. Now we've got double the exhaust pipes because we've got a lot more horsepower, a lot more performance out of the Vision GT. So we've got quad exhaust here, we've got double exhaust on the EB110. The spoiler is massive. Check that monstrosity out. Obviously the paint job is almost identical. It is the blue Bugatti paint job that they do. It's very nice, but it's insane to see the difference. Just check the wheels out for a while. It's insane, guys. Check that out. It's insane. Obviously the front end, like I showed you, is very, very different as well. Honestly, it's very nice to see. It's very nice to have this in my collection, so it's very refreshing, right? And so once again, I want to give a massive props to RS Vending for sending this car over, guys. They sent this to as well, and they sent this last week. Now, if you guys want to get this, it's still available at the vending machine, so don't miss out. I'm going to tag them in the description down below. Once again, massive shout out to RS Vending, so don't miss out on the opportunity to get this for your own selves. Once again, massive shout out to RS Vending. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this particular casting. Let me know in the comments if you guys like this, if you guys would get this. And if you guys hate it, let me know why as well. It's always nice and it's very interesting to see your opinions on this. But just like guys, this video is over. I'll see you in the next one. And I'm out. Peace.